Yes, and the worst radioactive ideas in nuclear history.
Alfred Nobel, the Swedish inventor responsible for the creation of the world's most peaceful
Yeah,
award,
Nobel Prize.
and dynamite. Now, our little
I think
Nobel
didn't the
hero
guy
is a
like don't if
pacifist.
you win a Nobel Prize don't you actually get like a lot of money? I think you do get like a lot of money for just like winning it. I think so. I don't remember, but I think you do.
He intended his exciting invention to be used for construction and mining. But little did our Swede know that when a world leader...
Yeah, when a world leader he has big fucking explosions, he's gonna motherfucking blow shit up, my guys. I always remember like wasn't there also a guy that said like when he invented like I think it was like I don't remember what it was. It was a guy that invented some kind of weapon, and his idea after he invented it was like if people saw what these things could do, they would never want to do and make another war again, because like it would just cause so much death. But what it really happened with this like weapon he made was that it caused so much fucking death, and I think the guy hanged himself or something. I'm back. Holy shit! What is this for? It's like a based mod, you know.
Here's of a device capable of curing an object's need of a violent dismemberment, there are a few things higher up on the to-do list than rocks. Yeah, they're fantastic for breaking apart large rocks in mines. So, how much can I put you down for? German whisper, German whisper, German whisper. 50,000 kilos. Wow,
holy
got a lot
shit.
of mining operations in Germany, huh? Actually, these mines are in France. At the end of the day,
oh
dynamite
shit,
found most of its uses on the front lines of war. But while it ultimately wasn't popular for what Nobel intended, at least it retained its core concept of moving large rocks. They were just more pointed. Stories like this aren't exclusive to Alfred Nobel.
But like imagine like you create something and it has no intention of like using it for war, and then some people just like turn it into this twisted thing of like, hey, let's blow people up with this shit. What's that mod about being able to like screen to be in the... I don't know about that. I don't know.
However, there are a plethora of examples of breakthroughs in science and technology.
Is that Viagra?
Uses outside of their
I think that's Viagra.
original intent, and the discovery of radiation, nukes, and atomic energy are no exception. So sit back and crack open a Nuka-Cola, because today we're talking about
those things are
some of
fucking
my
radioactive,
favorite
man. Have you ever
nuclear
drank a
applications in
Nuka-Cola in a video game? The most beautiful bird out there, man. BlueJay.
Thank you for joining us today, Tim. You ready for your radioactive history lesson? Good. So if you turn your attention to the board...
God damn.
Dear God, my legs!
What the fuck?
Blew
What the
off
fuck?
my leg! Have you ever found yourself the victim of a surprise tiger tank attack? Well, if it hasn't happened yet,
What?
it will.
Tim is a great student. Yeah, he's a great
Don't
student,
be
man.
like
He's a
Tim.
great fucking
Tim forgot
student.
the #1 rule of anti-German tank safety. Always have a Hawker Typhoon fighter with rocket projectiles on your person at all times. Luckily, you can train your fighter pilot skills in War
Oh, and
practice
already
mowing down
know.
over 2,000 different tanks.
I never
planes,
played.
helicopters,
Listen,
and
I think I
ships
played a
in the
War
most
Thunder like
comprehensive
2
vehicle
times in
combat
my
game to
life,
date. With
and I was
meticulously
really
detailed
not like
vehicles
that big a
spanning
fan
over
of
a
it.
century,
But like,
you can
it seems
practice
like a
both your
game that a lot of people would enjoy.
anti-German tank safety and
Like the
your
guys that really into
anti-F-16
like Second World War and stuff like that.
Did you say F-16? In my safety training sessions, I really loved
And
the
also like
accurate damage
just
profiles.
tanks and stuff like that. Like I
Shot
feel a lot of people would like that.
engine, the aircraft
But I've always
would be
been like more of like a
effective
guy
boarding
who
them
likes
instead
like
of just taking some
who like
generic
Battlefield,
damage.
because you could
So
then
hop
be on
in
like
your Hawker
infantry,
Typhoon and
be in
practice
the
your safety
air,
in
be
War
on
Thunder
like
on
tanks
PC,
and stuff like
Xbox, or PlayStation,
cars, armored
using the link
cars,
in
stuff
the
like I love
description
that
for
sort
a
of stuff.
free large bonus pack
So I've never really been
with
into like a
vehicles,
game that's just
accounts,
focused on like
and
one
boosters.
thing or
Thank
like
you,
2
War Thunder,
things.
for sponsoring the video. When did you film that?
You can't argue with people in War Thunder, otherwise they'll just go and steal secret military documents and say like, I see, I am right. Yeah, exactly, man. Like those motherfuckers, they got something that
Pay attention.
the government
School's in
doesn't.
session. Now, there's a popular saying that all good things come in threes, and this is something that the United States really likes to take to heart. You've got 3 branches of government, 3 founding documents.
I skip them as well, but the reason why I don't skip them here is because like we're watching another person's video, we are reacting to it, and I feel it's scummy. It's a scumfuck behavior to skip it when we're doing a reaction of it. I feel like we're watching it all the way through. Don't skip it. I feel like that's how you should do it. Not like we're not fucking Chummy K here.
5. There's 3. And so it's almost poetic that their experimental nuclear cruise missile program also came with 3 separate phases of mass destruction. Let me introduce you all to Project Pluto. But I thought the whole theme of this video was how nuclear energy was used outside of its original intent. But Cold War arms race project sounds pretty textbook purpose to me. Yes and no, Tim. While Project Pluto was at the end of the day a nuclear weapon, don't let the end goal deceive you. For this project had a few unique innovations up its sleeve. It's the Cold War, late 50s, and US scientists had a burning question on their minds. How do you make a nuclear missile more nuclear? Sure, you got the nuclear warhead, but that was...
Hey, Wait, that looks like a V2 rocket, or is that just me? That looks like kind of like a V2 rocket or something.
By thrusters powered by all this weak conventional rocket fuel. No. What we really need is a nuclear-powered nuclear weapon.
Hold up. Whole motherfucking phone, man. So, instead of just like going like, hey, let's just use rocket fuel for these rockets. Nah, fam. Let's just use the like fucking nuclear fucking fuel instead. Like, come on, man. Like, do we really have to destroy the entire world? Could we just like blow up the half of the world this time? Like, come on, man.
Was born. This here is a ramjet engine, which uses forward motion to ram cold air inside, heat it up, and then use the resulting expansion to thrust the engine forward. This process requires.
I always wonder how people like figured out that shit up.
But luckily, ripping apart atoms with subatomic
War Thunder players
hack
like 5 processes. Yeah, they did, man.
So the idea was to stick an unshielded nuclear reactor inside a cruise missile to power a ramjet capable of delivering an extra nuclear present to their Soviet comrades. Welcome to the facility. Just to get this out of the way, I heard you were transferred here due to some HR complaints from your coworkers, so I just want to be clear, we have a zero-tolerance harassment policy here, John. Nah, dude, won't be a problem. I learned my lesson. Good. Anyway, here we have a ramjet engine. It requires a strong heat source to operate. I can think of a few things to ram in there.
What the fuck is Geneva Convention? Yeah, what the fuck is that?
John, you're a genius! Yeah. If this process was successful, it was theorized that the supersonic low-altitude missile, or SLAM for short, would have a mind-boggling range of 113,000 miles, or 7.6 billion gumballs, meaning it would be able to stay airborne for days or even weeks before running out of the glowing juice. While an ICBM could also reach anywhere on Earth, the main benefit of the cruise missile was that it could fly at just 500 feet off sea level, meaning it would be invulnerable to interception and virtually undetectable by the technology at the time. To achieve this, air would be blown directly through the unshielded reactor for heat, meaning this little bundle of fun would be
when I read about all this stuff, right, like, I have to say, like, look about all that stuff, read about this stuff, right, I always just feel this kind of thing, like, why the fuck do we spend all that money and time just to invest into fucking rockets that do nothing but kill. Like, did you guys realize that a lot of the shit that we invent today, like war stuff, never actually gets used? It just gets like out innovated into something else. So which is basically like wasting money on something that'll be like out innovated in like 2 years or something. It's just probably like nobody ever fired one of these things in actual war, probably. Like, I'm just gonna guess that. Like, probably nobody did that. Cause just like, it's to have it, just to have it. You guys know how to make fucked up things. Yeah, it's the one made just in case something. Yeah, in case something happens. It's just, yeah, it's literally a dick measuring contest. It just feels so, like, so wrong. Like, just spending money on all these things that could do so much better, like healthcare, making hospitals, like fucking giving kids better education, like free education, man. But nah, gamer. We gotta fucking spend money on this bullshit, like.
Powering everything below
so
it with some extra spicy air as it flew by, shattering eardrums at Mach 3. Edwin Lyman from the UCS stated that even before reaching its target, the missile would be a, quote, flying death factory, with the Nevada National Security Site stating it would deafen, flatten, and irradiate people along its path, much like a group of Harley riders. And that's just the first of the 3 phases of Project Pluto's mass destruction. So then we're taking body shots off the grizzly bear, right? Huh?
Hold up.
Say, do you taste iridium? But just like how Harley riders possess the physical urge to rev their engines and ruin a community's morning.
That's fucking scary. Imagine you're just sitting there with your mate. In a nanosecond, boom, a plane flies by, all dead.
So too does our little
SLAM
missile desire to rev its engine per se, only it does so about 8 billion times louder. That's because the missile could hold anywhere from 14 to 26 thermonuclear warheads to drop along its path, because the only thing better than one nuclear attack is several. Of course, this leaves the third and final phase of destruction, where Project Pluto detonates its own warhead on the last target, one final nuclear ribbon to top off an apocalyptic wake, the American way.
That's fucked up. Also, you can turn into ghouls, but the cousin wouldn't radiate there. Yeah, listen, man. We just need to all become ghouls, man. Like maybe Fallout had it like right all the time, man. Maybe Fallout just knew what the fuck we needed to do, man. We all need to become ghouls so we can survive this shit.
2 versions of the nuclear ramjet engine were built and tested successfully, but regardless, the Pentagon was concerned about how this weapon could provoke an escalated Soviet response. Something about a single low-flying cruise missile that drops a few suns as it plays connect the dots across the Soviet Union, all whilst leveling infrastructure, rupturing eardrums, and blanketing pedestrians with copious amounts of cancer sauce, was deemed too provocative.
Tested successfully, yeah. Like there is places in America, right, where they just like blasted holes in, you know, in the deserts to like test nuclear weapons. I feel like that was probably like, that's so fucked up, man. Imagine just like blowing holes in your own country to test fucking nuclear weapons, man. Like those players won't be able to like be walked in like in so long, man. Yeah, and who the fuck died, actually? Like, who the fuck did they test that shit on, man? DMs, baby, I'll check, okay. Maybe.
Yeah, and there's room for at least, like, 20 hydrogen bombs in here. Whoa, okay, let's pump the brakes here. This is getting out of hand.
Do I know how many, like, scientists become... Yeah, like, I would actually enjoy it. Like, sometimes, you know, a little bit, like, how many people died in the test of some of these things? Like, do you think they ever really, like, give out that information? Like, how many people actually died, like, testing all these weapons?
It's getting a bit unethical. So we still on for testing those nerve agents on our own ships and sailors, right? Yeah, actually, let's move on to the sarin gas trials. This,
maybe
along
10,
with innovations
probably,
in ICBM
man.
technology, led the program to be scrapped in 1964. But if you were
Well, it's a pretty good fucking invention, though. Like, if you want to kill people and destroy the world, like, pretty good fucking invention.
really rooting for our little flying Chernobyl, don't you worry. In a speech that could be mistaken for a Bond villain audition, it was revealed that another nuclear-powered missile was being developed by everyone's favorite Stalin stan, Root Tootin' Putin McShurin himself. And that's not just me talking. The NATO reporting name for the weapon is literally Skyfall. But I remain skeptical about this missile's future. Surely we can count on our little Putin pie to not do anything rash. Speaking of rashes, step right up. My name...
I will have to say, we probably live in a very, very fucking weird world right now. Like, imagine the fact, right, that there was something that was so fucking deadly and destructive that even the goddamn Americans decided to say, like, hold up, wait a fucking minute, this might be too much, okay? And then, like, even the Americans, and then, like, at some point later, a fucking Russian decides to, what if I made that thing, right? Like, what do you need that for, Putin? Are we supposed to fucking not destroy the entire world here? Like, what the fuck do you need that for, man? Want people to kill the entire Europe, not, and have, they have, what, 2? Like, I'm sorry, man, like, come on, man. Like...
is Dr. Delight, the dazzling, dreamy-eyed devil here to deliver diverting, delicious, and delectable.
I know who still won in the Cold War, if it was the... I think they both were pretty fucked up, man, but at least the Americans didn't, like, starve their own fucking citizens. That's all you can say, really. I wonder how Gorbachev thought about the Ukrainian war. Yeah. I want to die, probably. Yeah.
I've got an item for every need, every pain, every slight, and every bite. Your sweet tooth shan't seek sweeter after one bite of my radium chocolate. Polish those pearly whites with some radioactive toothpaste. Give Timmy a radium scope for the little chap's birthday. Fix that face with some radium cosmetics. We've got radium in your water and radium for your daughter. A bit of radium butter for that fillet, and even radium lingerie. We can stuff it up your trunk and even fix your junk. Yes! You just name it, and we've got radium in it.
But wait, radium, isn't that like stuff you use against radioactive shit? Am I wrong with that? Because I'm pretty sure, like, at work, I saw, like, there was, like, some things that called radium something that was, like, against radioactive, like, shit in, like, the earth and stuff like that. And plutonium to your children. No? Am I just wrong about that? Like, maybe he's explaining.
So, what'll it be, young lad? My wife is leaving me.
Oh, so that's radioactive. Okay. I remember that. Maybe something else I'm thinking about.
Boss papers. A radium vibrator? What? It was just getting good. We can stuff it up your trunk? We can't air this. Oh, what's wrong with it? It's got pizzazz.
And plutonium is the worst brother of okay. I remember. I'm just wrong.
Are you supposed to be doing a history video? Oh shit, that's right. Radium, discovered in 1898 by the unstoppable French power couple Marie and Pierre Curie. Radium is a metallic element that can be found naturally inside of uranium ore, and also appears in minuscule amounts in virtually all rocks, soils, waters, plants, and animals.
Yeah, because I know there's the radiation shit in Earth, right? Like we have there's these things you can put on your on your house and all that you put under there if there's a lot of radiation in your Earth, because you can buy them at the store I work at. Maybe it's a radium. I just remember it's something word reminds me of that, but I don't know what it is.
Quite an exciting metal that took the world by storm.
A woman died because she was looking and testing it for hours a day. Shit.
Radioactivity. Radiation was a new phenomenon at the time, captivating the public who were unaware of its dangers and instead saw it as this promising and powerful force. Not only did radium give off this new force,
I feel like every single time people discover something new, they're always like, hey, maybe that's a miracle cure, and then they start fucking giving it to people. I always feel like that's how humans work.
But it also
best place to build a store under a lot of land that has a lot of radium under it. Really
yeah,
cool. Man.
So it began to find itself marketed in all sorts of products, from foods to cosmetics to suppositories, all claiming it had mystical healing properties. This promotion of fraudulent medical pseudoscience is known as radioactive quackery, which is just an adorable name. Radium was pretty much the early 20th century equivalent of healing crystals, only instead of getting laughed at and told to go to the Sonic convention with your Chaos Emeralds, loser, the DNA in your bones got rapidly bombarded by alpha particles from what was essentially nature's Chaos Emerald.
I'm just gonna say it like it is, okay? People that believe in that crystal bullshit, they need to be, first of all, locked up. People that believe in that astrology shit, they need to be locked up. I'm sorry, man, but there's no fucking proof that any of that goddamn bullshit exists, actually fucking works or has any implication or anything. The only people that have an implication on it is the people that believe in it. It's
emeralds. One particularly interesting radium product comes from the 1930s by the name of Radithor. Despite what it sounds like, Radithor was not some
It works in their minds. Yep, it does.
obscure Marvel hero that the MCU dragged into the spotlight for Phase 47, but rather a radioactive elixir containing everyone's favorite spicy metal. Priced at $5 for a 2-ounce bottle, around $100 today, this potion was quite literally an energy drink, as it contained triple distilled water with a minimum of 1 microcurie of radium-226 and 228 isotopes each. It was marketed as a cure for the living dead and
I don't know my astrology sign, so because I don't care. Listen, I think I'm it's called skytte in Danish. It's like a guy with a bow or something. I don't know if that's the astrology sign or what the fuck that is. On the November month, because that's when I'm born. I don't know what the fuck any of it is. I just know that I get a lot of shit, scooter. I don't know what the fuck this is called. It's scooter. I don't even know any of that bullshit, but I just know that the people that believe in that shit are complete bad shit fucking crazy. I know this girl, right? She's hot, extremely fucking hot. But nobody wants to do anything else but fuck with her, because she believes in those rocks. The crystals can do things for you, and she gives them out to people on their birthday, and convert them into this fucking cult. And she's reads astrology and star signs and bullshit like that. And she's so fucking hot, man. But why is it always the hot chicks that start fucking falling for that bullshit? Come on, man. Everyone has a different astrology sign in each country sign, except for the Czech and Slovakia. We have 2 countries that have same astrology. Yeah, man.
Perpetual sunshine that could cure the user's impotence and enhance the body. While today we have 16-year-olds dry scooping pre-workout with a cotton candy bang chaser, the Chads of the 1930s were practically giving off secondhand skin cancer as they pounded drinks with an ingredient 3 million times more radioactive than uranium. Radithor's most famous customer was Eben Byers, an amateur golf champion who took several doses of the spicy sauce each day, believing it gave him a toned-up feeling. A few years later, he would die from radiation poisoning after his jaw literally fell off and his bones and tissues began disintegrating. His body was so radioactive that he had to get buried in a lead-lined coffin, and his corpse was still found to be highly radioactive after it was dug up over 30 years later.
Imagine how... I know they didn't really have the exact fucking knowledge later, but have they said knowledge we have today? But god fucking damn, come on, man, you must have been feeling some kind of goddamn effects. Frizo, will you play with us a moped? Have you realized I'm still streaming? Have you looked at that? No, apparently you haven't. Okay, cool.
Now, you're probably
the guy
curious
has to
how a
eat so
doctor
many
could possibly peddle
like,
a health potion
steroids,
containing a substance with very little research
yep.
around it. And that's because the company owner behind the drink, William J.A. Bailey, was definitely not a doctor, as he had dropped out of Harvard, but told everyone he was anyway because fuck it.
Hold up, so you can just lie about being a doctor? Can you just do that? Like, just lie? Can you just lie about like being a dog? Like, but I guess like it's like back in the days, right? But like they probably didn't like, hey, do you have like a PhD? I can see like a paper on it, and he would be like, yeah, sure, it's at home. Well, do you have a can I like see it? Do you have like anything with you that proves you're a doctor? Well, like.
So this can cure my erectile dysfunction? Yeah, dude, I made it myself. I'm a doctor. Oh, score. Okay, can I just like throw this in my bag, or is the bottle fragile? Oh, it's the strongest. Trust me, I'm a material engineer.
Hey, back then today probably Eagle. Yeah.
You're gonna end up in
God
jail.
spelling skills,
My dad's the president, and he went to space. The golfer's death led to the demise of many other patents on radiation-based medication as the FDA tightened its restrictions. But don't you worry, there are plenty other.
I'm just gonna say the FDA are completely on dog shit. Like, do you know how many things in Denmark are like you're not allowed to drink that, eat that, like do all these things? There's a reason why like most things that like American products like they usually like change when it comes to Europe, because we just have like a higher like what do you call like they have higher like intolerance. Like, what do you call it? Intolerance, like higher. They check a lot of food to check like it's bad or something for you, and then they like give that company, hey, you cannot sell it here unless you change this, and this. That's why again, like Coca-Cola in Denmark and like in Europe generally tastes different than it does in America. Police, where is the diploma that you are doctor? Doctor, my BlueJay bird ate it.
For non-medicine-based radium products to be sold, such as perhaps my favorite. And
did you know the USA bread has 5 grams of sugar, while the EU bread has 1 gram? Yeah, they do. Again, have you ever it's same like when you were in a Subway, and Subway bread in America is not healthy by any sense of the word, because there's like a lot of sugar in it comparatively to like how Subway bread is in like Europe, where it has a lot less sugar in it. It still actually has a lot more sugar in it than it normally does, like normally bread would have, but like it's still kind of fucked up, man.
Invention by our lovely William J.A. Bailey, the Radiant Doctrinator. Priced at up to 1,000 buckaroos, the device consisted of small pieces of paper coated with radium sulfate and stuffed into a credit card-sized metal case with a mesh window. This atomic credit card was touted as the last word in scientific manufacture and was advertised for a variety of uses, such as directing men to put it under their scrotum at night and to, quote, radiate as directed. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I roll over in my jeans?
Imagine this motherfucker telling you to put that under your balls. Like, that shit will fuck you up, man. Like, you will not be able to have any kids, man. Frizo, buy it? Nah, bro, how are you so white, man? It's because the fucking screen, man. Because, like, apparently every fucking guy that makes a fucking video has to be goddamn white, man. Like, put some fucking blue into anything, man. I'm just dying over here, man. So white, yeah. That's why I had to, like, turn off my fucking, like, lamp, man. I'm a white supremacist, definitely 100% no cap.
Don't you worry, champ. It came complete with its own special jockstrap to roast them chestnuts overnight. William Bailey would go on to die from bladder cancer in 1949. But perhaps in another timeline, his radioactive quackery would have actually yielded some results.
Oh, shit. God damn!
Let's take a quick break from talking.
Maybe they did work, man. Maybe that is like the real world.
Talking about history, thank God, and talk about some modern news. No! Back in 2021, there was a peculiar trend of people getting stuck in things. You had people stuck indoors due to physical illness, laundry machines due to mental illness, or the Suez Canal due to comedic incompetence. March of 2021 saw a quarter-mile-long cargo ship jam itself into the Suez Canal, blocking passage. And while the world's economy took a massive hit, the meme economy couldn't have been healthier. But unfortunately, humor isn't as valuable to the world's leaders as real money. Something I plan on changing.
I'm sorry, man, but that dog up there, Egypt 2021. I'm sorry, that dog. I'm sorry, man, that's just freaking.
Want some collected.
That was
So
such a
plans
bad
have been
meme
made to
taste.
widen the Suez Canal to prevent future blockages. But wouldn't it have been much nicer if we had already had a solution to this problem implemented in the first place? Back in
Fat dog,
1963, a
goddamn
United States
dog.
proposal was considered that would have done just that, pitching the idea to build an alternative to the Suez Canal through the Negev Desert in Israel. However, the 160-mile-long canal would have been astronomically expensive to dig with the excavation methods of the time. But, as luck would have it, the world had just invented some fun new toys that were excellent at making big holes. There's no way we could dig all that. We'd never get the budget. Yeah, I mean, if only we
Just
could
fucking
just,
nuke it, man. Come
nuke our
on.
way across it. What are you doing? Jim, no. Like a preteen getting their first taste of power in Minecraft creative mode, the plan was to explode a
Bro, I think everybody had that. Like, first time they fucking played Minecraft and they realized that, oh, there's a creative mode, and so started, like, blowing shit up, like, killing villagers, and like, everybody, man. That was like your first, the first Joker moment everybody had, I think. Like, goddamn, that was a fucking hoot.
a long line of bombs across the desert to dig a Suez alternative canal. To do this, the US would need to use 520 nuclear
Oh, that's
bombs
not that much,
throughout
come on.
Israel to excavate the required amount of earth at a ballpark cost of only $575 million.
Yeah, that's not that
The paper
bad.
described itself as a crude preliminary investigation, in that using these little nuclear excavators appears to be within the range of technological feasibility, which doesn't sound all that confident of an assessment. More like some scientist who used to blow up mailboxes with firecrackers as a kid thought, it go boom, and then gone. The project would have sought to use nukes only throughout the unpopulated desert wasteland portions of the canal,
Sure,
where
sure, buddy,
radiation
sure,
wouldn't
buddy.
be a threat to people. You know, probably. However, while this idea would have been strategically valuable and eliminated the Suez monopoly on shipping passage, it never got past the proposal stage. This is likely because the paper avoided one big elephant in the room, with itself stating, another problem which has not been considered is that of political feasibility. You know, whether or not the most politically tense portion of the Middle East would be open to the idea of half a thousand...
Yeah. I think the political party is probably the most annoying right now. Jesus, some Muslims die. What's the... god damn, man. God damn, that's a joke
in
of
their backyard. Yeah, so we'd use 4 2-megaton nukes for every mile along this part. What? I said we'd use 4 2-megaton. Now, if we back ourselves up a little bit to note the first sentence
he's
of the
so good at
memorandum,
making these
it
videos,
reads, another interesting application of nuclear excavations. Another? You mean... Yes, Tim. This was not the first time the idea of using nukes for digging was thrown around.
What?
In fact, out of all of them, this one received the least amount of development. The Israeli Canal Plan was all a part of a larger program by the name of Project Plowshare, an initiative.
I don't get it. Why new? I get it. It go boom, right? I get it. It big boom, right? Big boom. But does it have to be nukes? Like, is there nothing else that could be used instead? Like, come on, man. Like, what about dynamite? I know dynamite probably doesn't explode that far, but like, it might be because like it's 200 million more, man. But like, it's America. If America does it, like, they probably have the money for it. Come on, man. Go on. Like, but. It seems like a bit excessive to use fucking nukes, man. We can connect the world and make water levels go down. Well, sure, buddy, right? But like, you aren't really, thinking about the bigger picture here, man. Of, right? It's gonna leave a fuck ton of radiation around, and if the water has to go through, that means the water gets irradiated, which means it goes out to the entire world, which means that water is now irradiated, and also the people go through the water, because, the water's fucking radiated, right? That means they're gonna die before they've even reached the other fucking side of the ocean. Like, it just, I don't think it really helps that much, man. Like, really? Come on, man. Like, goddamn.
Civilian use.
Who cares about the atomic fallout in those areas? That's true. Maybe you're true, right about that.
This included ideas such as widening the Panama Canal, carving roads through mountains, nuclear fracking for natural gas, and creating various bodies of water. Such
fracking
as
is already like a
canals,
really bad
and
idea.
Aquifers.
Fucking Christ, how stupid were they back then when it came to nukes? Yeah, probably dumb. Then let's take the water from somewhere else. God damn, man.
Through 27 different nuclear tests, it was discovered that while the concept would work, the whole nuclear part left things a bit too radioactive for comfort. However, I for one would love some radioactive natural gas. Yeah, we just got this new gas fire pit. No need to worry about inhaling smoke anymore. No, sir. My lungs and overall physical health are much better off now on account of the natural gas gas and all. Todd, why is the fire green? Here, have a roasted marshmallow. Sup? Project Chariot progressed the furthest out of all of the Project Plowshare initiatives, which sought to create an artificial harbor by blowing up part of the Alaskan coast. It was abandoned because the local Inupiat village protested the plan, causing the US to have a change of heart.
Was that the only thing they fucking... So they didn't think like, oh, maybe we shouldn't use fucking nukes to do it. But no, it was because they protested? I'm surprised they didn't just fucking blow them up. What the fuck is radiation problem?
Definitely not because it was too expensive. I enjoyed reading about that one because it's not often you hear stories about native villages getting their way, so it's nice to learn that they remain safe from any potential radiation poisoning. Until it was discovered that a few years later, the US had buried nuclear material there anyway, probably causing the recent spike in the village's cancer deaths. Psh, oh, America. Whether it was insane or truly ahead of its time, no peaceful nuclear bomb projects ever saw fruition. Except for the Soviets, who actually succeeded in stopping some gas fires. Duh. So, how about it,
Damn, okay,
feel
so
like
it's
an expert
based.
in all things nuclear? I mean, those stories are all very interesting, but why is radiation dangerous in the first place?
And then you click the other video you already watched. Ah, yeah, I get it. BlueJay is so smart, man. He's so smart, man.